Hello, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Here we are from Inverness with the Ways to Wellbeing Christmas special, also known as episode 6. And we're here. And do you like what I've done with the place?
I love it. I mean, I'm pretty toasty with this fire going on, but I love it.
Yes. I'm calling it the kind of grotto effect. But I mean, I think it puts us in the mood, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, no expense has been spared.
Clearly.
I had the brickies in for that fireplace, and the cost of dismantling this is going to be enormous. So we'll be a big fundraising campaign after this. So we've got a great programme ahead. It's more stuffed than a Jamie Oliver turkey, I would say. With so much in this programme. We've got stars of screen and stage and radio as well, and famous authors and all of that going on. But before we begin all that, some feedback from our previous episodes. We had a message from Pass for All again. And now, I don't want to brag. I don't want to brag. I never want to brag. But they said they've been watching our videos and they're really enjoying them. And also they have invited me to be on their podcast in January called Voices of the Walk.
Well, surely they haven't managed to twist your arm to go on and talk about yourself.
I had to think about it long and hard, and then about 10 seconds later I sent them a contribution. So I will be one of the Voices of the Walk in January. Yeah. And also I'm feeling a bit guilty because Eamon O'Neill, now we made a bit of fun of him the last time because he hadn't commented, but in fact he's had an injury to his hand.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, not life-threatening, anything like that. But and that's why he said he's back, and he said he enjoyed the programme, and he's just having some difficulty with keyboards and things like that. So get well soon.
Get well soon, Eamon.
Get well soon, Eamon. And we'd like to give you updates on people who've been on the programme before. So you may recall that we had Helga Mella McFarlane on, and at the end we asked her to boast about her son Murray, who had taken a job with the Red Bull team, Formula 1 team. And what do you know?
I know.
Who wins the championship?
Do you think it's us? Do you think we're lucky?
I think we're a lucky programme because remember we had Nicola on, and then she gets that big modelling contract in New York. So we're lucky. If you appear on the programme, good things happen.
You never know.
And if you don't comment, bad things happen, Eamon O'Neill. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Anyway, it's been a strange week because we had to cancel something quite big.
Yeah, we had
postpone it.
A Christmas party planned to thank all of our volunteers for everything they do throughout the year, and we had to cancel it, which was just, it was gutting, wasn't it?
And the venue Fairways in Inverness were very good about it, and we promised that we will get that party back up and running and into January, February, that kind of thing. So
we're all full of hope and brighter times.
I am optimistic. I am optimistic for next year. But something that did go ahead that we had to postpone the last time was our Nordic walk taster session, and the person who can tell us about that is our walk manager Kate Thompson, who's also our roving reporter. Now, you know that Kate has been given a brief. She can go wherever she wants because she can roam the country, she can roam the world.
Lucky Kate.
She can. That's her brief. Given her a big budget. And she had been in Nairn for the past 2 times we've gone to her, but I'm sure it's going to be different this time. So Kate, where are you? Are you there with us?
Hello, Jeff. Hello, Nicola. I am in Nairn again, guys. I've stayed in Nairn. I know, I just love it so much. I can't leave. I'm beside our lovely town Christmas tree. So yeah, sorry. I hope that's not too disappointing. Maybe I'll go somewhere different next time.
Well, you've made more of a festive effort than Nicola has. I mean,
he asked for a Christmas jumper. He got a Christmas jumper. I don't know what the problem is.
I can't tell either, Nicola. I love your Christmas jumper. It's great. It's almost as good as mine, which is definitely not a Christmas jumper.
Anyway, so Kate, the Nordic walking taster session went ahead. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we were delighted to get the Nordic walking taster session going ahead. Like we said the last time we spoke about it, Storm Arwen paid her first attempt, but we had a lovely day on Friday last week. We were able to get together. You were there, I was there. We had some of our lovely volunteers who are keen to help us out with this project. And the session was run by Karen, who is the trained Nordic walk instructor who's going to be leading the programme next year. So it was great to try it out. I'd never done Nordic walking before, so it was a first for me too.
Yeah, I'd never done it before, but I found it absolutely fascinating. Even the warm-up session was interesting. And also, it wasn't just for people who are living with Parkinson's. There's a great community of Nordic walkers. But on the day itself, we had a physiotherapist who works with people who are living with Parkinson's. We learned quite a lot about something called neuroplasticity, which is fascinating in terms of just exercise itself creates reconnections in the pathways from, I suppose, the muscles to the brain. That was
absolutely. We got our neuroplasticity working on the day, didn't we? Like you say, in that warm up, we were having to sort of pass polls and get our brain going, and I could notice it happening to myself as well. So, like you say, good for everybody.
Yes, it felt like after we got the hang of it, it felt like someone was giving you a gentle push.
Yeah.
Because the poles were kind of being dragged behind you, but occasionally they were, hitting the ground and therefore giving you that kind of momentum forward from your own body weight. I have to say that Kate was a bit of a teacher's pet with the expert. There was quite a lot of, okay, everybody watch Kate. Kate's got it right. All of that,
I love that, Kate. I'm sure that didn't.
Yeah, what can you do when you're just naturally good at it? I can't help it. Sorry about that.
Straps right. That was the one thing I got over her. I was saying, well, I found that quite easy. Yes, yeah. Anyway, Kate, I'm glad that's going ahead. You put some details on our website about the pilot.
So if anybody's interested, they can check out our website for some more information or get in touch with me. My details are there as well. The programme is limited spaces at the moment. It's a pilot. Hopefully we'll be expanding it more out next year, but get in touch if you live in the area and are living with Parkinson's and are interested in getting involved.
Okay, well, thanks for the moment, Kate, but don't roam too far because we're going to come back to you because we need some more advice for you for the new year. But first of all, let's have our first guest, star of stage and screen and radio, someone you'll be seeing on our screen in Hogmanay this year. It is Karen Bartke. Hello, Karen.
Hello, how are you doing?
Now, I always say this, and I hate saying it, but better known to a lot of people as Officer Karen.
It's true.
Even though I've known you in a different capacity as a brilliant audio actor for radio and other audio projects. But we are going to see Officer Karen in Hogmanay, is that right?
Yes, so we filmed a Hogmanay special really recently, actually. It was very last minute, so God bless our editors who will be working 48 hours a day. And it's directed by Sally Reid, who plays one of the urban cops in the show, who plays Sarah Fletcher. So she directed our Hogmanay special, which was really exciting. And it was great fun. It was really good. It was nice to be back again. And so I'm excited to see how it turns out. Every time we record a show, I only ever get the scenes that I'm going to be in, so I don't know what everybody else has done, so I watch it as a fan just the same as everybody else, so I'm really excited to see what everybody else got up to.
Does that mean you can't give us any spoilers?
I really can't, because I don't even know what scenes that we shot they'll use. Because of the way the show's made, it's because it's improvised. So we'll do a variety of scenarios, and they'll just pick the ones that work the best. So we film maybe half a dozen, and one or two of them make it into the show. So it's always a real mystery to me. It's usually a mystery when it's on as well, I'm not going to lie, but this time I know it's definitely on Hug Money because it's in the paper.
If it's in the paper, it must be true.
Yeah. You said it was good to be back. I mean, no wonder it's been such a difficult time, particularly for those in your industry. How has your year been?
I have to be honest, I've been really lucky. I've had some opportunities to do some audio stuff from home. I've also had the opportunity to do some play development and drama activity online as well, which has been incredible. And I was very lucky to go down to London a couple of times to work with studios in London for Audible to record bits of The Sandman and The Christmas Pig and also Sleeping Beauty. It was a very strange experience. I didn't want to travel on public transport or anything like that. I was really funny about it. So I drove to London and stayed in a travel lodge that was next door to the studio. So and the studio was incredibly COVID secure. They were taking things really seriously. So it was a very different way of working than I've done in the past, but it gave me the chance to actually perform and meet some other actors and things. So I've been very lucky. I know that a lot of my colleagues haven't had those opportunities, and it's tough for everybody, because it's such a social job that we're doing, and to go from that to just sitting at home on your own all the time is difficult. So I'm extremely grateful. I have been really fortunate the past year, and I really appreciate how lucky I've been.
So Karen, I think you're missing out probably the highlight of your year, which is when you were up in this part of the world and
at the Tain Book Festival.
Well, at the St Duthok Book and Arts Festival, to get it right.
Sorry, I beg your pardon, St Duthok.
Yeah, it was a fantastic festival.
It was.
Karen very kindly came up with me and our producer Deirdre, and some people in Tain might remember us wandering the streets with a very large and heavy coat rack because Deirdre, our producer, supplied this prop, which wasn't a prop, it's something she's stolen from her kid's bedroom. It weighed an absolute ton. And of course, me being a gentleman...
You were carrying the whole weight.
I said, Deirdre, you're carrying that. I said, we are the talent. But we had a great time at the festival. We sold a lot of books. We raised some money for our charity here, which was great of Karen to come and do that. And we got great rave reviews as well. I mean, I know you're used to that, but Karen, I
wish.
And Margaret Crystal in the Ameriscura of the Highland News, the 7 Days section, was full of praise, and she particularly highlighted Karen's depiction of a Russian polar bear. Now, Karen, we don't have a clip of Scot Squad this year because, as you say, it's what's called a late delivery,
yes.
And which means either they're adding topical stuff or they're hacking bits out, something like that. But we are going to play in a depiction of your Russian polar bear decrying the changes happening at the zoo.
We can see what's happening. It's not like the old times. Some days there's just a handful of kids looking down at me. I still do my daily swim back and forth, but I miss the applause. It's not the same if you don't hear the laughing and the clapping. It breaks my heart, I tell you. It breaks my heart.
There you are, Russian polar bear. Now you
were a classic.
As I say, you seem to always be given animals to do.
Yeah, I do like to give a voice to an animal, and I enjoy trying to imagine what's going on in their heads when they're just looking about the world. So,
well, that's been your eventful year. Thinking of next year, Karen, have you got any resolutions?
I am determined to try and reduce my cake intake generally. I mean, to be fair, I don't feel bad about the fact that I have inhaled as much cake as I have in the past 2 years. I don't think there's anything wrong with being a bit self-indulgent given what we've just been through the last 2 years. So I've been very lax and just enjoyed food. It's my great vice. And my dread terror is if I am unfortunate enough to catch COVID. One of the things I'm terrified of is losing my sense of taste or smell.
Me too.
I can't picture not being able to taste food. It's the one thing I love more than anything. So, yeah, but I have been very self-indulgent with food. So I'm going to try and start exercising again. I just went for my booster today. So in a couple of weeks, I'll maybe feel a wee bit more comfortable about perhaps going to the gym, depending how the restrictions go. Maybe cut back on the cake a wee bit, hitting the new year. And just trying to spend as much time as possible with my friends and family, actually, within the rules that we're allowed to live in, because I've realised how much that matters to me. It's the most important thing.
Well, we might be able to help you out with this resolution in a moment, but do you like tablet?
I love tablet. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to name a food that I wouldn't go, oh, I love that. Octopus I'm not fond of, but everything else, pretty much, I'm good to go.
Well, the funny thing is, we mentioned the volunteer party that we had to postpone.
Within short notice.
And before that, Nicola, who is usually a very good cook and baker, made this marvellous batch of tablet, about 50 bags of it, which we are selflessly going to have to eat ourselves. I think we've got some here. We put it in these wee little.
Oh, they're so cute!
In these little bags.
Tablet.
Yes. And we, being a wellbeing charity, we can't really encourage people to eat tablet because it's sugary and so forth. But we've come up with a ruse, which was. Would you want to explain the ruse?
Yeah. So we've been quizzing everybody on the 5 ways to wellbeing, which is guidance from the NHS. So
your teeth, Jeff. Your teeth. Your beautiful teeth.
All false.
We've found a way to link tablet into, saying that it's great for your well-being because, we're good like that. So there are 5 ways to well-being. There's connecting with others, which if you were to give the tablet, you get the chance to go down to your neighbours, which you're planning doing, I hope.
Yeah.
And introducing yourself, getting to chat to them, you're connecting with them. Brilliant. We have physical activity, because believe me, making 40 to 50 bags of tablet is hard on the arms.
I can only imagine.
It was a workout. We've got the giving to others, being kind to others and gifting it away, because you can't eat it all yourself.
Well, I would argue that.
We also have the mindfulness element, because the key to making tablet, in my opinion, is being patient, because you can't multitask. If you leave that tablet, it's burning to the bottom of the pan. You've got to be in the moment. You've got to really be present and make sure you don't burn it.
One more.
And the fifth one is...
Have you done the physical thing?
Yeah.
You've done the mindfulness.
Yeah.
You've done the...
Learning.
The giving to others, have done that, yeah.
Oh, no, but you did that with connecting.
No, and kindness, giving to others.
Right. Well, there's one missing.
Learning something new.
Learning something new.
Learning
Thanks,
something.
Kate.
Which, actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, because the recipe for Nicola's popping tablet is going to be on our website. It's one of our first new...
Excellent!
It is absolutely delicious, I have to say.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like it.
I only have half a tongue, but it tastes good to me. Yes, on our website. And also, we asked Nicola to make some mince pies as well. Do you like mince pies, Karen?
I love a mince pie. Like, you wouldn't believe how much I love a mince pie. I'm a super big fan.
Well, this didn't go quite so well.
Oh.
So I don't know why, because Nicola came in this morning and said, I wasn't even going to bring these in. It was such a disaster. So I've not seen them. I'm just going to...
My mince pies have got a thin layer of pastry on the bottom and a Viennese swirl topping.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they should be fine.
They look okay to me.
Yeah, they look nice.
Yeah.
Did you make them with actual mince? Is that what's going wrong?
Got a bit of beef in there.
Yeah, sauteed peas. I've seen that episode of Friends.
But do you want me to be honest?
You can be as brutal as you like.
It's not the finest hour.
Wow.
Honestly, they are delicious. They're melting in the mouth lovely, actually, to be honest with you. They're beautiful. Now, if you are worried, like Karen is, about your cake intake, we've got another initiative for next year, which Kate hopefully is back with us. Kate, are you back with us?
Yeah, I'm still here, don't worry.
You're still in there.
Still in there and I haven't moved. Yeah.
And the initiative is called
First foot walk forward.
First Football?
First foot forward.
Yeah. Tell us about it, Kate.
Yeah, so First Foot Forward is a new thing for us. So we're going to be in the new year running a 12-week program, which is going to introduce people to walking. So it's basically for people who are looking to get back to being physically active or looking to increase their physical activity. I guess a little bit similar to the idea of Couch to 5K for running. We're going to be building on increasing the amount that we walk each week, and we're going to also be incorporating learning some strength and balance moves as we go, because we know that strength and balance is a super important aspect of keeping fit and well, and it's maybe the aspect of getting active that people don't know so much about. So we're hoping to be running that in Inverness and Smithton in the new year in person, but we're also going to be promoting it and coming up with ideas that we'll be sharing with people on our social media. So there'll be ways to interact with the 12 weeks with myself and Nicola, and be able to do that if you can't join us in person as well.
Well, I'm definitely going to be taking part in that because, this jumper, I must have shrunk or something, I don't know. So you can, if you want to take part, come on our website, follow us, what we're doing, set yourself a target like I'm going to do. And Fiona, who's our transport manager next door, is also taking part as well. And don't you think if you just say something out loud, especially in public like this, you're going to do something, you're probably going to do it. Yeah,
definitely. I think Nicola has talked about sort of that accountability, isn't it? It's when you say it out loud, and hopefully we're going to create a nice group of folk that are all wanting to do the same thing and can encourage and support each other, myself included, to be honest.
Very good, very good. Well, thank you, Kate, and thank you, Karen, and we'll look forward to seeing you on Hogmanay and find out if, I don't know, maybe romance between Officer Karen and Bobby will bloom. I've got my doubts.
Not possibly comment either way.
But thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
That's okay. Thank you. Now, if you're thinking of the feel-good factor, one thing you can do is curl up with a good book.
Yes.
And a new feature we have, we're going to ask some local authors to recommend books that make them feel good, give them that sense of well-being. And to kick us off, we have local author Barbara Henderson, who's going to recommend 2 great books.
Right, I've been asked to tell you about my favourite feel-good books, so here goes. I'm going to give you number 1. This is 84 Charing Cross Road. It's a lovely real-life letter exchange immediately after the Second World War between an American writer who is hilarious and actually a bit outrageous, and a sort of borderline stuffy London bookseller, and this beautiful friendship develops over the next 20 years, although they've never met. So highly, highly recommended. I saw the film at Nest Book Fest this year and resolved to read the book afterwards. My second one is by a local author called Laura Guthrie, and she wrote a reworking of Pollyanna, the classic. So it is about a 13-year-old girl who is from London, but through tragic circumstances has to move to Scotland to live with her reclusive and slightly odd mother. It's a lovely sort of story of gladness and thankfulness and just the determination to stay cheerful in all circumstances. So it's another uplifting read for you there. Thank you very much and happy Christmas.
So two great ideas for books. I've read one of those
Have
books, 84 Charing Cross Road, which is a great book, and it's a film as well, I think now. I recommend that. Do you have a favourite book?
In the past year, I suppose, my favourite book is probably Silent Patient, which I'm not sure it's a feel-good book because it's quite, dark and twisty in the plot, but it's subjective, isn't it? It made me feel good because I was fully engrossed in it. It was brilliant. What about you?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, there's a very old book I read called Three Men in a Boat by Jerome K. Jerome, and every now and again I get it. It's quite old-fashioned, but just always makes me laugh, when I reread that. Do you have a favourite film? A feel-good film?
Bridesmaids. That makes me laugh a lot. Every time I watch it, it makes me laugh. What about you?
I do like Elf, but also my son and I, Alan, we like watching Step Brothers.
Oh yeah,
because it's so stupid.
I could imagine you liking that.
Favorite music? What's your favorite Christmas song?
I don't know.
Because we were choosing music for the party that didn't go ahead, and I got to pick first, so I picked The Darkness. Christmas Time, Don't Let the Bells End. And
therefore stopped the conversation because, in my opinion, Jeff wins. That is the best Christmas song, probably. Christmas Lights, Coldplay. It's quite good.
Oh, good. Yeah. Music does make you feel good. In fact, it reminds me to tell you that in our January edition, we're linking up to San Francisco with Paul Curran, who, as well as being an old school friend of mine, is an international opera director, and he's got a fantastic story to tell about an injury he had when he was young, and how this actually changed the trajectory of his career. So he'll be talking about the importance of music and making you feel good as well. So that's in January. That's January. Before we go to our two final guests, can I open my Christmas stocking?
No.
They're hanging there, tempting, with
just be
J
patient.
and N.
Just be patient.
Yeah. All right.
It's all coming.
Okay, well, let's introduce our final guests today. First of all, from Inverness, we have one of the co-star of the Dan and Grace Breakfast Show on MFR, Grace Nicoll. Hello, Grace.
Hello, how are you? Are you doing good?
You look as if you're about to do karaoke there.
I was born with a microphone in my hand, so what can I say? It never leaves me.
And from Kirkintilloch, I believe, the co-host, the co-presenter of BBC Radio Scotland's morning show, Good Morning Scotland, Gary Robertson. Hello, Gary.
Hi there, how are you?
Hello. How are you? Now, you two are both early risers. So we're going to ask you a wee bit about your lifestyle, first of all, and then we're going to subject you to our Festive challenge. So Grace, what time do you get up in the morning to do the MFR breakfast show?
A disgusting 4:30. So gives me about half an hour to realise where I am and to get dressed and ready, look outside, make sure it's not been snowing or it's ice, and then head in. It's only a 5-minute drive and get there for about 5:10. But yeah, 4:30. It's not a very nice time to look at when your alarm goes off.
That must be so hard in the winter.
I know, and I'm the lucky one because I do the show with Dan and he lives in Fort Augustus, so he's up at 3:30. So I'm getting off lightly, really.
And Gary, can you beat that?
Ever so slightly, yeah. I get up at 4 and I get into the office maybe about 4:45 or so, and got a bit of prep before we go on air. But like Grace, in the winter it's tough actually. Some days just putting your foot outside the bed when it's a bit chilly outside.
Yeah.
Now, Gary, you're presenting a news programme where you're interviewing politicians, but you used to present a music programme on Murrayfirth Radio in the past. And Grace, do you ever wish you could swap jobs with Gary and give the politicians a hard time?
Right now, yeah, of course. I'll swap with you, Gary. Let's do it. But it's not really my forte, so I kind of leave that to the professionals like you. I'm quite good at just making people laugh in the morning, if I can.
They should team up and do their own show together.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. And Gary, do you hanker for the days where all you had to do was play some music, make people laugh?
Well, actually, and on one level, yes. Actually, when you say all you have to do is play music, that actually makes it sound like much easier than it really is. I think I have a great deal of admiration for what Grace and Dan and loads of others do, that It's actually not that easy just to come on and ad-lib for hours on end and be funny and be cheerful first thing in the morning. I have a script to follow most days, so it's kind of a bit easier for me.
Well, I do think, though, like, say you're interviewing a government minister and you're not getting the answers you want, just say, well, let's go to some music while you sort yourself out, you know, something.
You'd have to choose the right tune as well, wouldn't you?
That's hard, but yeah.
Okay, are you all set for our festive challenge? Are you now? Mostly these questions are based on information we've garnered from official NHS websites. One or two cases, it's a load of rubbish we've made up. And there's a traditional stuff about turkeys because we lost the will to live and we ran out of ideas. So I think that's a good setup.
Yeah, so we're going to be competitive about this. You know, you're going for our top prize here.
Well, and the reputation of your respective organisations are at risk here. You know, it's the
Brilliant.
BBC versus Bauer, Scotland versus MFR, and I should say other broadcasting organisations are available, including the one my son works for, Global LBC. I'm safe at Christmas.
I'm just worried about what this prize is, because having watched from the beginning here, I think you've eaten it, haven't you?
No, I'll tell you what our prize is. Possibly this will interest you, Gary. Ooh.
Oh no. No.
We've got chocolate pennies.
Oh,
Gary,
dear.
do you want to tell the story?
Yeah, I'm never going to live this one down, am I? And actually, I watched the last edition of your broadcast, and I have to say I'd forgotten about that particular episode of my life, and then the trauma came back, the sleepless nights, etc., because you brought it up again, so thanks for that. But when I was, I think maybe primary 4 at school, where everybody arrived with a Christmas card for their teacher, and I set off in the morning with a Christmas card for my teacher, and another Christmas card that my mother gave me to put through a friend's door on the way, and I put the wrong card through, so I put the teacher's card through our friend's door. So when I got to school, I had no Christmas card for the teacher. And the teacher, and this is maybe not a life lesson that teachers should be handing out, but gave chocolate coins to the kids who brought in the Christmas cards and nothing to the ones who didn't bring Christmas cards. But I had a Christmas card from my mum's friend and not one for the teacher. And I was trying to explain, well, I did have a card, but I put it in the wrong letterbox. She wasn't having any of it. So since then, unfortunately, chocolate coins bring me out in a cold sweat.
I mean, I'm tearing up.
Yeah, that was quite hard hitting.
Yeah.
Grace, I take it nobody's ever traumatised you in that manner. Yeah.
Not yet, no, but give it time. You just never know.
Yes,
You
well,
never know.
So anyway, the possible prizes are chocolate pennies or a puffin. Pennies or a puffin. And the winner will get to choose, and the loser goes home with one of these mince pies. So... Nicola.
Okay, so Grace, I'm going to start with you. So according to the NHS, what is the recommended amount of sleep for an average adult?
I knew I was going to get a sleep question. I don't know. Well, I don't get enough, that's for sure. I maybe get 5, 6 if I'm lucky. I'll go 8 hours.
Well, you are bang on the money, because the advice is between 7 and 9 hours.
Hey!
Point to you.
I should be writing the points down, yes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Jeff's job to keep score.
So that's 1 point to Grace. She soars into the lead.
Bring it on, Gary.
Gary, according to the internet, which is never wrong, obviously, who is the most famous woman in the world called Dawn?
Well, you see what we're doing with this joke here. Dawn. early morning rise.
Right, okay, I'm getting it. The most famous Dawn in the world. I can only think of Dawn French. Dawn. Yeah, let's say Dawn French. I can't think of another.
Oh, well, 1 point to you.
Oh, excellent. That's good.
Yeah, internet's never wrong. So a point each.
Grace, what common early morning activity is said to be bad for your health because it causes a sudden spike in your heart rate, blood pressure, and adrenaline?
Keep it clean. Keep it clean. Keep it appropriate.
Bad for your health because it gives you an adrenaline rush. I see a lot of people jogging, but I feel like that would be good for you. So I'm going to say maybe having caffeine, like coffees and stuff like that.
Good answer, but it's wrong. So Gary, do you want to steal this one?
No, I'm not sure. I would have gone down the same route as well, to be honest. Fry up.
And it is waking up to an alarm because it gives you a sudden sort of,
Mhm.
So we're doing things that are bad for our health, really. We're not helping ourselves.
Yeah. And do you know what you should do? Is what you do.
Yeah, you're meant to have, well, it's good to expose yourself to sunlight first thing in the morning, good for your sleep routine. And obviously that's not possible in the Highlands of Scotland in winter. So I have an alarm clock that sets from, it's like a sunrise and the light just appears on, it goes from a deep red to like a really bright light that wakes you up in the morning.
Yeah.
I could
Good
recommend
with well-being.
I could recommend getting up at 4 a.m. for 16 years, which is what I've been doing. And invariably, and it's a really weird thing now, I wake up a minute before the alarm goes off. And it happens very regularly.
It's terrible on days off where you've got a lie-in, but your body just won't let you do it.
Yeah. Okay, so we got the points then?
Well, nobody got points.
So
No. Still all square.
Gary, where in the world would you find Radio Tie Show and what is it?
Could you spell that for me, please?
Yes, TAISHO.
Tie Show. I don't know, it sounds Japanese. What is it? Is it a radio show for dogs? Is that a breed of dog, maybe?
Oh, that's a good guess. You've got half a point, so we'll open it to Grace as well. What do you think it
is he close by saying that? Is it some sort of...
Well, we can't give you clues.
Is it like the channel that's on for dogs during the fireworks? I don't know. Oh God, I don't know.
Well, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
No.
What is it, Jeff?
A channel on dogs for fireworks.
There was a channel on for dogs to keep them going through the fireworks.
Radio Taisho is Japan, North Korea, China, and you'll recognise it immediately. It's those radio stations that broadcast exercises for workers to do their calisthenics, and all of that. In some cases, it's loudspeakers in the car park or in the factory floor, but it's also on the radio as well. And I think it's a great idea for both of you. I'm going to bring it in here and also saluting. I think, so,
Okay, so Gary's getting half a point for that.
Japan. Oh, Gary in the lead. Mm-hmm.
Grace, according to the NHS, how many minutes of exercise should we be doing as a minimum each week?
Right, I'm basing this on the fact that Auntie Nick let us go out for an hour's walk. So I'm going to say an hour, 60 minutes is the minimum.
A week?
A week.
We'll say 150 minimum a week then. Random guess.
What's that, 150? Were you saying 150 minutes?
Yeah, so that's just over 2 hours.
That's bang on.
Bang on!
Yeah, well done.
Hey.
I thought you were going to say 7 hours there.
Yeah.
I know, I thought that's a bit much.
That's a point for Grace. Okay, Gary, we're often told that a brisk walk is good for our health, but in miles per hour, how fast is a brisk walk?
Oh gosh, that's a tough one. Probably not that many miles an hour because we don't walk that fast. 3 miles an hour?
Oh, on the money.
Spot on.
You two are so good.
We are very lucky guessers.
So, Grace is 2 points, Gary has 2.5.
Oh.
Crank up the drama.
Grace, the NHS website lists 5 foods that are a good source of vitamin D. Can you name just 2 of those?
Sunny Delight. Vitamin D, right. You get vitamin D from the sun, don't you? So I'm going to say, I'm going to have to pass it. To Gary. I can't think of anything. Maybe meat of some sort. Nah, red meat.
What kind of meat?
Red meat. Go red.
1 point.
1 point.
Right, 1. So I need another one. Corn.
In what form?
Flakes.
Yes.
Wow, this is getting to
Some breakfast cereals, so we'll give you that.
Yeah, let's give it that.
Oh, I'm sweating,
4
honestly.
points. Right. Gary, there actually are 3 more, although one's a bit dodgy, one's a bit repetitive, but...
Can you name 2, Gary?
I don't think I can name 2. The only one I was going to say was, because I've seen it on the packet, was eggs. I'm pretty sure I've seen eggs at a source of protein. I can't think of anything else. I mean, like this, I would be thinking maybe like orange juice or something.
I'll give you eggs.
We'll give you eggs, yeah.
It also lists, strangely, liver as separate from red meat. And what was the other one?
And oily fish.
Oily fish, like sardines or mackerel, that kind of thing. Okay.
Right, so we're on the home straight now. Let's wrap this up with some turkey challenge. So we're going to give you 2 different scenarios. Grace, we're going to imagine you have loads of friends coming around and you've got a 6.5 kilogram turkey to cook. How long do you cook it and at what temperature?
Well, no, Mum cooks it.
We can say it's defrosted or fresh. The giblets are out. It's not stuffed. And you've got a fan-assisted oven just to get rid of any,
Making it harder.
No, it's because I could just know what's going to happen at the end. But well, it's all different if it's a fan-assisted oven, So that's the criteria. So what was the size?
6.5 kilograms.
All right, 6.5 hours then. We'll go. I don't know why, but that's what I feel it. It's a vibe in me. I can feel it.
I mean, I hope you've got plenty of cranberry sauce because that's going to be slightly dry, that turkey.
Well, your mince pies.
How long do you leave it in for? Don't tell me it's less.
3.5 hours.
2.5.
3.
3.5. That's even worse. Oh man. Yeah, don't come round to mine's for tea. I'll be good.
So Gary, we're going to imagine you've annoyed all of your friends by interrupting all their favourite politicians all year round. So your turkey is just under 4 kilograms. How long are you cooking it for?
Oh gosh. 20 minutes a pound, take away the first number you thought of. If that was 3, then I would say 220.
Oh, close.
What was it?
2 hours and 5 minutes. That's very precise. I think 220.
I like my skin extra crispy, so I'll give it an extra 15 minutes.
Give him a point.
Yeah, give him a point.
Okay, and that's us finished.
Well, what's the scores?
The scores are Grace has 4 points.
Well done.
Gary has 4.5 points.
Oh.
Your childhood trauma is going to be finished with.
Gary, pennies or a puffin? What would you like?
Well, I think I'll take the puffin and leave the chocolate for Grace.
Oh, thank you.
Here's your puffin.
Lovely.
Well, actually, this isn't the puffin you're getting.
Ah.
Much smaller puffin. This is for display purposes only puffin. So, but we'll get you a puffin somehow.
I feel I've been sold a pup or a puff.
Yeah. So, what are your plans for Christmas, Gary?
Mine is to be very quiet, a bit like you were saying at the beginning. Lots of plans have changed in the last few days because of government guidance. So Christmas parties have all disappeared. So it's going to be very, very low key, very quiet, just at home here, and with a turkey for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
And Grace?
I'm not having turkey, that's for sure. Not in my cooking skills. I've got family coming up. I've got my parents coming up from Campbelltown, and we're having it with my partner's parents. So that's the 3 households. So everybody else didn't make the cut. So like Gary, a bit low key, quiet, and behaving myself.
Very good.
Good.
Well, Gary, Grace, thank you very much. You've been a perfect double act.
Thank you.
Looking forward to your new TV show together at some point in the future. And thank you for taking part. Thank you.
Thank you.
And it's almost time for us to open the Christmas stock. Can we now? Oh, I can't wait.
You're like a little kid.
See, people think this is green screen, but it's actually, look, it's a real stocking. Look, here's mine, Jay. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So I got you some lovely stuff. What have you got me? Let's have a look. It's not even fresh.
You said you're really happy as a child. You always got an orange in your stocking. Screens for my tablet.
Yeah. And Oh, vitamin D.
Vitamin
So
D.
I've got vitamin D and vitamin C. Listen, kids, look after your health.
And I'm set for more baking. By the looks
A
of it.
rolling pin.
A
indeed.
rolling pin.
Yes, very good, very good, very good. Oh, that's all. Happy.
I've got vitamin D as well. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, what's this?
A pound. Oh, do you know what it'll be?
What?
It'll be that pound you keep on telling me you're losing.
Very funny. Once we do this challenge in the new year, the pounds will fall off.
Thanks, Jeff.
Oh, thank you, Nicola.
One thing we've forgotten to do,
Yeah,
because we didn't get the opportunity at the Christmas party,
you are so right.
we were very kindly gifted from the Inverness Coffee Roasting Company a 6-month subscription for one of our very valued volunteers, and we were going to draw it out on the Christmas party, but because that got cancelled, let's draw it out now.
Yes, our names are on the hat. And what is it, the
A
prize?
6 months coffee prescription. You get a monthly delivery of the coffee,
Very
freshly roasted from them.
good. Very good. So many local businesses have been supporting us this year. It's amazing. Let's see. And the name is
Nicola.
Raymond McMillan.
Oh, McMillan, yeah, thank
Well
you.
done, Raymond. You get as much coffee as you can probably cope with for about 6 months. And that really is just about it for us. But we do want to say thank you to so many people this year. I mean, we were talking about making a naughty and nice list, weren't we? But
Yeah.
we don't really have a naughty list. We have a nice list, which we're going to show you in a moment. And when we were compiling this, and it's a list of all the volunteers who work with us, the drivers, the walkers, the board members, but so many people, local companies who, this year in particular, which has been very hard for the charity, have really come to our aid. And I was putting this together with some music. I was actually quite emotional
You were, yeah.
looking at this. So, but it's just a terrific list of people who have helped us. So
I think it's a perfect example, isn't it? You know, we're just a little charity here, and you think individually just doing a little bit might not have a big impact, but actually together, collectively, with all of the support from everyone that's getting right behind us and supporting us, we are having a big impact for our service users, and it's just brilliant to see. Thank you for allowing us to do that.
thank you very much. So we'll say goodbye. We'll be back in January with another spectacular edition. In the meantime, we'll wish you a Merry Christmas, a happy and healthy New Year, and send love to everyone who's helped us in 2021.
Santa, I've been good this year. Make your list and check it twice. I'll leave you a note right here underneath the Christmas lights. Carols and bells, none of them help. I still feel blue. I just wanna fall in love this Christmas. I don't need a fancy watch. You can give the elves a break. No, you can't make it in the shop, and you can't put it on your sleigh. You know me so well that nobody else can do what you do. I just wanna fall in love this Christmas. I just wanna fall in love. Save the wrapping paper, your ribbon and bow. I don't need that extra stuff. Oh, I just wanna fall in love. Santa, I've been good this year. Make your list and check it twice. I'll leave you a note right here underneath the Christmas lights.